What is going on, Dork Daily? It is your resident Delco Dork Gabe Riberio, back with another video. It's the holiday season, folks, and I love so many forms of entertainment around this time of year, but one thing that I don't think gets enough love is the Christmas episode. And that's what we're going to look at today. Today, we're going to look at my ranking of top 10 Christmas episodes. So here's one caveat to the list. There are multiple series out there with multiple Christmas episodes. But for my sanity, I'm going to pick the 10 bests from one series each. With that out of the way, let's get into the list. Number 10 is the White Elephant Gift Exchange from Regular Show. My goodness God, I cannot believe how hard I laughed the first time I saw this. So, Mordecai, Rigby, and the gang are going to involve themselves in the annual White Elephant Gift Exchange to get back at Muscle Man for all the years of pranking them. After picking up some really demented gifts to where they really want to get back at Muscle Man, they're transferred to the dimension of the King of the White Elephants. Regular Show is a weird show that does a lot of interdimensional stuff. Just run with it. They have to be told to reflect on whether or not they think it's too cruel. But then, after all is said and done, they realize that Muscle Man pranks them again, but they get back at him in the best way possible. It is one of the funniest endings I've ever seen in an episode. Oh my God, I'll laugh every single time I watch this episode. And I'm speaking so highly of it, and it's only number 10. Number 9 is the Bath Gift Experimentation from Big Bang Theory. Now, I'll be the first to admit, Big Bang Theory overstayed their welcome. I was in there for a while, but after about season 7 or so, I think it got less funny. But this is one of the earliest episodes, and it's one of the first examples we see where we start seeing the core of what Sheldon becomes throughout the series. Now, Leonard is involved in a subplot where a guy he's doing a project with is being crushed on by Penny. That's not so much the plot that we're following. Sheldon feels obligated to get the best gift for Penny possible. So he enlists Wallowitz and Raj to try to go to, I guess, Bath & Body Works and pretty much buys up all their stocks of kits of bath soaps, moisturizers, and what have you, in a sense that he cannot be undone for whatever gift she got for him. Only to find out at the very end the gift that Sheldon gets.
A napkin.
Turn it over.
To Sheldon. Live long and prosper. Leonard Nimoy.
Sheldon's very Mr. Bubble. He only lets a select few in, and that is the very first time he hugs a character on the series. And they even have a callback to where Sheldon refers to it as Saturnalia, and Leonard says it's a Saturnalia miracle. That's a tongue twister. So yeah, that's why I think it's going to make my number 9. Number 8 is Ha Ha Humbug, and It's a Miserable Life. It's a two-parter of Beavis and Butthead. Okay, so you had to be in the era of when these guys were popular, because nowadays people just say, I don't get this series. You had to be there. Very angsty Gen X 90s humor. And these two lovable idiots are thrown in scenarios that reflect Christmas legacy stories, i.e. Beavis, while watching a Christmas-themed adult film.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
He is visited by 3 ghosts, that being Tom Anderson, Van Driesen, and Coach Buzzcut, to pretty much just reflect on how much of a scumbag he is. And he is. But we don't mind it because they're hilarious. I also do need to throw a shout out. It's not part of the episode, but Letters to Santa Butthead. That was a very good episode too. And of course they have in the Christmas themed music videos. The second part is where Butthead is going through a It's a Wonderful Life scenario with his guardian angel Charlie, only to find out that pretty much the world is better without him. It's kind of messed up, but these two lovable idiots will always endure the test of time as far as I'm concerned. I don't care much about them bringing them back constantly, but when they were at their core, especially this, it's one of those angsty Christmas things that you just think are hilarious when you're a teenager, or maybe even in your 30s. So that's why it's making my list at number 8. Number 7 is Let It Snow from Night Court's 5th season. I love this ensemble cast. As much as I like the original 2 bailiffs, I really thought that Roz, once she finally got cemented in, she had a great dynamic with Bull. And Bull is hilarious in this episode because he expects his mother to show up for Christmas. And, well, she doesn't, but there's some cute moments. I love the Night Court cast and all the hijinks they go through with all just the weird, crazy people in New York, and this one has no exception, where Santa Claus was essentially busted for trying to escort a lady of the night with a kid around. But I really love the running gag that Christine knitted a gavel koozie for him for his, judge duties. And it becomes a joke that after the heat goes out and they're snowed into the courthouse,
We stand a good chance of losing our precious body parts to frostbite.
Not me.
I love this cast dynamic. I definitely love this as my favorite Night Court Christmas episode. I like them all sequestered in one location and having to figure out how to make the best of a really bad scenario. Who wants to work on Christmas Eve anyway? Only to have the heat go out and you're snowed in. And it's a really cute cast dynamic, and I just think they're hilarious, and I will watch almost any episode of Night Court and laugh my ass off. That's why it's making my list at number 7. Number 6 is Xmas Story from Futurama. Go figure, the first Christmas episode is the best. It's Fry's first Christmas, or rather say Xmas, with the new Planet Express gang since he's gone to the future, and he's not used to stuff. But he does know that he's enjoyed this dynamic that he's had with the group at Planet Express, so he wants to get something really sweet for Leela for Christmas, or rather say Xmas, only to realize that, no, Fry, in the future, Santa Claus is an evil robot voiced by John Goodman, who's amazing, and pretty much everybody's on his naughty list.
Except you, Dr. Zoidberg. This is for you.
A pogo stick.
So after there's a side plot of Bender going around doing Christmas carols with robots to get booze, which is hilarious, they run afoul of Santa and he tracks them down to Planet Express to take them all out. I love this episode. It does have a good sequel episode, unfortunately not involving John Goodman, but I will throw this one on every December. It's hilarious. I love Futurama. That cast is fantastic. I'm glad it keeps coming back, but didn't we already end it twice? At any rate, great Christmas episode. Unfortunately, there's still 5 more to go. Sorry, Futurama, but you're still great. Number 5 is Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh from South Park. I still have distinct memories of when I first watched this after my brother taped it off of Comedy Central at the time. Looking back, this is still my favorite Christmas episode of South Park. I love the introduction of Mr. Hanky. I think the earnest side of South Park is what has made them endure despite having to push the envelope so many times, because I think people realize, as messed up as they are, they're not malicious. In such a case as this, Kyle's feeling, a little upset because no one wants to make a fuss about Hanukkah because he's Jewish. They're all just like, you don't like Christmas, blah, 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 and they treat him like crap. Only to find out he befriends Mr. Hanky, who is the one guy who supports him. Unfortunately, he's also a turd, and every time Kyle's indulging in Mr. Hanky's antics, somebody catches him with a turd, and I just love when he writes Noel on the mirror. And the fake Mr. Hanky commercial is beautiful. At the end, though, there is a really sweet moment, and everybody starts to accept Mr. Hanky. So he's become a character in itself that has had a legendary run. I didn't like that episode where they did him in. You guys know what I'm talking about. But absolute classic. I laughed from start to finish. I can't say enough about this episode. It's great. Number 4 is A Very Special Family Guy Freaking Christmas. Naturally, from Family Guy. I know a lot of you are going to say Road to the North Pole is the best Christmas episode. And hey, more power to you. But I'm sorry, this one has always been a classic to me. I think it's great from start to finish. I say that with a lot of Christmas episodes. But we all know the story. Peter just wants to enjoy his vacation from work and enjoy the holidays while watching Kiss Save Santa. So thank you, Family Guy, for introducing us to that. I'm hoping one day they just actually do a long special of that. I think it'd be hilarious. But unfortunately, when he was out with the guys, when they decide to go drinking, he's the DD, he unknowingly gives away all their presents, which forces them to go shopping last minute. And then when they get back, they found out that Brian set the turkey on fire and Lois flips out. We've all seen a family member flip out at holidays, haven't we? You hit that one on the nose, Family Guy. She's about to run amok, and Stewie has his beautiful little speech as baby Jesus at the pageant. And at the end of it all, Even though Lois is sedated, they all still have a great Christmas, and Peter gets to enjoy his Kiss Save Santa.
You just practice that guitar, Santa. Next time we'll let you do a solo.
Don't encourage him.
Absolute classic. One of my favorites from Family Guy. Thumbs up, you guys. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is It's a Bundyful Life, Married with Children. I'm going to start off by saying this episode aired on December 17th, 1989. It's a very important night in the history of television. Keep that in the back of your mind for a later entry. But I want to talk about maybe the best episode of Married with Children. Al, with his Christmas club, is holding out interest for that extra day to try to take out money on Christmas Eve so he can get last-minute presents for Peg and the kids. Marcy, with Steve gone, decides to be crazy and get drunk at the bank and close the bank early, so Al is SOL. Until he decides to take in kids to watch at the shoe store while all the parents are shopping, and he regales them with Christmas tales, but with his little edge.
Now, who wants to hear about the red-headed Grinch that stole Uncle Al's life?
So once he gets back and the kids are mad and Peg's mad, they decide to go have their Christmas dinner at Denny's without him. And he has the It's a Wonderful Life treatment where he thinks it'll be better off if he wasn't born. And he gets visited by his guardian angel, the late great Sam Kinison. And there is just some hilarious parallels, complete 180s to what you see the Bundys end up being, and an early appearance from Ted McGinley before he becomes Jefferson. Al ultimately comes around and says, I want to live, and they still have their disgusting, deplorable Bundy Christmas. Al is just smiling ear to ear. I love this episode. It is part of one of the greatest nights of Christmas television ever. And I watch it every year, and I laugh at the same things all the time because it is just a classic, baby. That's why it's number 3. Number 2 is Christmas Cheers. Naturally, it's Cheers. This one gets a lot packed in such a short amount of time. There's so many little subplots going on. Sam, ever trying to impress Rebecca, decides to get a last-minute gift for her, realizing that Carla and Woody already have, and now he has to kiss up. Frasier's not in the Christmas spirit, and Lily's trying to do everything she can. He's just a Grinch. And we find out that Norm's been a mall Santa, and he brings a bunch of mall Santas with him to just drink beer, and it's hilarious. Cliff is in a little competition with his rival at the post office, and it's a canned good drive to see who can win a trip to Disney. And there's even a funny bow at the end where it's a great little blend of humor and heart where you have a news report that Cliff is chasing after the plane with the cans.
This just into our newsroom. Boston Airport has been temporarily closed due to the presence of a berserk man on runway 6.
And they ended on that sweet moment at the end of It's a Wonderful Life. I love great blends of humor and heart. I think the Cheers cast is maybe my favorite cast of a live action show ever. Absolute classic, one of the best episodes, probably top 10 of the series, maybe the Thanksgiving episode, which I've also talked about. If you guys have never seen this episode, or if you don't know anything about Cheers, this is a great example of just how good and how hilarious the writing in that cast are. And that's why it's making number 2, baby. Number 1, Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. Remember when I mentioned December 17th, 1989? Well, in addition to that amazing Married with Children episode, this is the night The Simpsons premiered. This is the night that changed television forever. I know I'm biased because I love The Simpsons, obviously. I think I wore out our original VHS tape, and maybe even the second one. It has been a staple of my Christmas ever since I was 5, as far back as I can remember. You guys know the drill. There's some fun antics with the pageant at the kids at the beginning.
Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile broke its wheel, the Joker got a
Marge has the jar of money that she wants to get for the Christmas presents for the kids, only for Bart to overzealously get a tattoo, and that gets wasted because she has to get it removed. And Homer doesn't get his Christmas bonus, so he does anything he can to try to have a Merry Christmas for his family. He decides to be a mall Santa. Bart finds him out, so last-ditch effort, he's going to go to the dog track. It really shows the lengths that Homer goes to really show that he loves his family. Obviously, they bet on the losing dog, the worst dog in the race, and as his owner is abandoning him, we see Santa's little helper run into Homer's arms.
Oh, can we keep him, Dad, please?
But he's a loser. He's pathetic. He's a Simpson.
That is one of my all-time favorite warm and fuzzy feels for this holiday season. It's always something that'll give me a big beaming smile. I love this episode so much. And to think, this episode is now 35 years old and it's still the best after all these years. It's a real testament to how great classic Simpsons was. I even love the outro where they're singing,
Hey, Rudolph, get your nose over here so you can guide my slate today. Then
Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire has been cemented in my life as something I watch every holiday season, no matter what. It is something that's near and dear to my heart, and that is why it's making my number one. So that's it for this list, guys. What are some of your favorite Christmas episodes from different shows? I know I definitely left some off. Leave a comment down below. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. From Dork Daily, this is Gabe Riberio, the Delco Dork, wishing you guys a happy holiday season.
God bless us, everyone.